Hello everyone and welcome back to the brand new video. Today we're going to be focusing on OPTC resources online and also public communities that you can join to interact with other One Piece Treasure Cruise players and also get all of the latest information on the game and what will allow you to team build the most efficiently. So there's a lot of different websites, mostly GitHub. This is a kind of a network of different web pages or websites, should I say, with many different useful websites that all kind of interlink between each other. So just looking at the OPTC group in Chrome here, I have like so much for Pirate Rumble. I will have all of this stuff linked, but this is essentially if you want to learn Pirate Rumble properly. It's a very complicated game mode, so yeah, all these resources are very crucial. The first one here is easily the most helpful though. Oh my days, yeah, so many people are on this Excel spreadsheet that it's literally crashing. Like the last time I checked last night, there were over 100 people on here trying to look at this. So this is a Rumble guide sheet created by Nydato. So just immediately go and follow him on Twitch. I'm not sure if he streams actually, but he doesn't have a Twitter linked here either. So go follow his Twitch. I will have it linked down below. And go follow him on Discord as well. I don't think you can follow people, but maybe you can add him as a friend. But yeah, big shout outs to Nydato. This is a really well made spreadsheet. It looks a bit wonky right now because it's overloaded with people. I think it's actually congested. Like you can't see anything right now. Wait a minute. But yeah, you can switch between the different tabs in the Excel spreadsheet and see different things like the most recent characters should you pull for them. You also get a pretty clean layout of all of their abilities, their important stats like defense and speed, their star rating out of 5. This is just generally how good they are in the current meta, types and classes, and then also the final evaluation with pros and cons. So this is a really critical and like logical analysis of the characters, which I think is quite admirable. Also the grand party abilities and leader skills. So every piece of information is here, and of course reasons why you should pull, what abilities of them are the most broken, why are they so good, what cons do they have. And then you go to the second one here, and it does show you all of the most popular team compositions. Now he hasn't updated these to include oh wait, no, he has. So we have all of these teams, which I will talk about in another video for the 12th anniversary, including Emu, of course the new Shanks. I'll explain why he's on the bench and all these different things, what each character's role is, so you guys have a better understanding of these teams and why you're using these units. Dex Free Spirit Powerhouse now with the new Luffy and Rumble Ace, Blackbeard, etc. So these characters, it seems like none of them are like, including the 12th anniversary characters, the top brass of teams. So I'm quite interested in why Nydato has done that, because from my perspective, Emu plus Shanks is going to get around a lot of these teams. Like I've destroyed the shooter team with the Emu plus Shanks comp. So I'm interested, maybe he's still working on that. But you can see a wide variety of different compositions and the replacements for each unit. So there are different DPS characters, so damage per second, the main damage dealers, and then their replacements that still allow you to get all the criteria met on the team. But if there are specific criteria here, he does mention it, so you know what to look out for when making replacements on the team. So for instance, versus Lucci, he requires you to have 5 or more characters that are either Navy or World Government tag, and that includes himself. So all of these requirements are very important, but the replacement options are really nice for both DPS characters, support units, defensive units, etc. So yeah, very powerful resource. And then not only that, but then he also has the specific information on how many Rumble scrolls you need to give to max out different types of units. So yeah, this one I was actually thought this a very long time ago, but yeah, if you want to max out a Legends regular Rumble abilities, not including GP, it's 22 massive scrolls, 48 mediums, and 54 regular scrolls. For rare recruits it's a bit different, and also for Pirate Rumble rare recruits. So keep that in mind. These are very important so that you don't waste any rumble scrolls, right? But that's not too important compared to the like tier list here, which explains all the best characters that fit into both the 55 cost and the 20 cost category. So in rumble teams, you want to run 4 55 cost units. If you run a 5th 55 cost, then you won't have any cost left over to spend on 3 extra units. So it's important that you run 4 55 cost units, and then you have enough cost to run 4 20 cost units. So that's why these 20 cost units are so crucial. And also some free-to-play characters are really good because of their cost being only 20. He also has Grand Party leader tier list, Grand Party rules for the current Grand Party that's available. Of course, this is going to be updated when the new Grand Party comes out in about 2 weeks. He also has the leaders and teams for Grand Party. So this is really cool, also really well made, looks amazing. And then also, of course, Assault Rumble. So this does have the information on the new bosses that did... I made a video on that yesterday, so go check that out. But he has the exact layout of all the different things that the boss is going to do. So be very wary of using fighters and, strength, shooters, and support style characters in this battle against Akainu. It's just a very nice and easy way to see this information, right? So from a Pirate Rumble's perspective, easily the most important resource. So yeah, go check out Nydato's Twitch. But besides that, in Rumble, I have all of these different things here. These are mostly Reddit posts. This is a very helpful resources. This is how you're going to understand Pirate Rumble yourself. Nydato spreadsheet is great for understanding the meta and seeing what teams work best. However, he doesn't really explain Rumble to you. It's more of a his as an expert's opinion, what he thinks you should use, not exactly how it works in specifics. But we do have a post, a series of posts from Fate of Muffins, who in depth to the last minute detail, he analyzed Pirate Rumble when it first came out. And there are a few things that have changed, but most of it is the exact same. Like a few details here, if you go to the down here, HP up. So HP up, this was changed less than a year ago, but it says here this only affects max HP. For example, if you have 10 HP buff, which is 2.5k extra HP, and a unit with 5k base HP comes in from the bench, that unit will come in with still 5k current HP and 7,500 max HP. So HP up buff wasn't as good, but they recently changed that so that even if a character has a lower HP and they come in from the bench, HP up buff, it will also increase their current HP to that 7.5k. So very small details like that. But that's the only like actual change that I've noticed after analyzing these resources. There are things like shield and sub swap, all these mechanics that were introduced after the initial Rumble release that haven't been explained here, but we do understand these in depth now, so I can explain to you guys in a separate video going through Pirate Rumble in depth for beginners. But overall, this is just great for explaining to you how Rumble works, how important it is to perform your Rumble matches, your rival matches at specific times, the purposes of different roles in the teams, the Gather Island as well, I think here. Yeah, resource facilities. Once again, I will make a video on this because the relevance of different Gather Island places have increased over the years, especially with so much more meat being needed for stamina in both OPTC Rhine, but also now with co-op duels. So different Gather Island resources have become a lot more helpful, but this is still a great just general overview, right? And what you need, because you cannot max out your Gather Island if you don't get a decent rank in championships in Pirate Rumble. So very important details here. I'll leave all of this in the description. Also, how to make a really good defense team. A lot of extra stuff here. Cheat sheets, just a lot of extra tips and stuff. Win streak matters a lot. That is very much true. You lose a lot of points if you lose. But this one is easily the most helpful when it comes to understanding the game itself, because it explains every single buff and debuff, the exact attack multipliers. He even explains the like speed tuning technique in Power Rumble, which is essentially like being very specific about how you build your team so that your specials activate at a specific time where it's most convenient. And this is still very relevant today. They did very specific calculations here. Like if we look here at, if we go down here, the defense up buff. Like he goes in depth here on how good the damage reduction effect of defense up is. Like this is such crucial information. Like no one, if you don't see this and you're not like someone who like thoroughly tests Rumble, this information will be lost to you. So defense up stat, it is such a massive reduction in your damage taken. Defense down, you cannot go below level 0 defense. So it's very easy to think that if you give negative defense, so say the enemy has 0 defense up and you give a defense down, that it will reduce their defense stat below their base defense. But that's impossible. It can't happen. The only thing that can happen is the minimum is you take 100% of the damage that the enemy is doing. You can't lower your defense below 0. So, or level 0 should I say, which is essentially your base defense. So there's a lot of different details here. He literally did a whatchamacallit, a 6-degree polynomial to calculate the percent damage reduction formula. Like it's very specific. Trust this guy, he's done the science behind this. He's explained how defense down is a massive damage amplification per level and about a 9% damage reduction if you increase it for yourself. So yeah, this is going to help you explain and understand everything in Power Rumble, how the Q works, the most important buffs, how much damage dot does every time a character performs an attack. Like it's insane, bro. Like this is easily my favorite resource in the entire game. I do like Nydato's and it looks great, but unfortunately it's very easy to become reliant on it and just copy the teams without really understanding anything. Besides that, he also has a general team building guide for Power Rumble, so that's pretty awesome. So as I said, I will link all this in the description. Besides that, the main GitHub. So these are the like essentially the web of OPTC websites. These are the most common ones used, especially in videos. You'll see a lot of content creators using especially the character table. Now, this is easily the most sophisticated resource available out of all websites. This is essentially a way for you to see every single unit in the game, every detail about them, and to filter them down to very specific criteria that you can nowhere near get in the in-game filter. So say you want to find all characters that provide a attack boost that is going to last for 3 turns, so greater than 2. You could also do greater than or equals to 3, but my recording and stop recording hotkey is equals to, so I'm not going to put that there. You can also filter multipliers exactly. So if you want 4x attack boosts or attack boosts that are greater than 4x, bam, you can see all the new characters that do that. You can also provide very specific criteria, like it being an overrideable orb boost, which is very important in today's meta. If you want it to be only for a specific type of attack boost, if you want it to only affect specific positions, yeah, it's very sophisticated. And you'll see every damage boosting effect in the game, every type of conditional boost, territories, super effect boost, which just enhances the attack and HP increase of super type and super class, which is base 1.2x. But we do have characters like this law that will go ahead and increase that to 1.5x increase in damage. Let me see here. Yeah, boost super type effects of dex characters to 3x. Like that's crazy, man. That's a lot of damage extra. So we're probably going to see more characters that do that nowadays because we really don't have a lot. But besides that, yeah, a lot of orb manipulation stuff, beneficial team effects. You can provide specific cooldowns, versus effect gauge charge and switch effect gauge charge. a lot of things are here: sailor abilities, swap effects, criterias, and abilities for versus and super effects. And as I said, rumble stuff, specific styles. You want to have a attack style, or perhaps you want to filter out characters that are a support style, because the new assault rumble debuffs support style characters. So you can just go through every single other style and not include support style units. So there's a lot of ways you can use this. It's extremely powerful resource. And there's also extra columns you can add here, because you can see the type, class, all these stats. You can also go here to additional columns. So if there's something specific you want to see, so for instance, I love to see the minimum cooldown that a unit can reach. It's very important for how good they are. Then you can tick that column, click save, and you'll see that it will get added once you refresh the tab. He also does have a Discord server here for the GitHub. This is ran by 2Shanks. So once again, big shout out to him. He does have a Discord server here where you can ask for features added to the database, any changes, any bugs. So I will send a general invite to you guys in the comment that won't expire. So keep a lookout for that. On that note, what about OPTC Discord servers? I'm not done talking about the websites, but yeah, there's a lot of OPTC Discord servers. The best one in terms of activeness is easily the Reddit Discord. Now, if you look at general here, which is the main chat where people talk, you can see that the very last message was sent at 2 minutes past 3. For me, it's already 5 past 3. So like 3 minutes ago, people were active already here. So people are talking every single hour of the day here. It's a very active space, easily the most out of any Discord server. Then there's also, of course, my own Discord server, which I did start literally like 30 minutes ago. I will be curating this, making it a lot more efficient for you guys. But you can also ask me for help here. I'll post all of these resources and more in this channel here. You can find friends, find alliances. Give me suggestions if you have a really cool video idea or you need something specific in the game. And then, of course, just the general chat. Also, very cool thing here. If you find something very interesting in OPTC, like a cool mechanic or something interesting happened, then I have a forum here which I will start, which will make things very fun in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Because at the end of the day, tasting things is what makes the game fun. So that's about it. There is Stumps' Discord, but you can find his stuff on his channel, so go and find that. Toadski's Discord is private. You need to be subscribed to his Twitch. The Lord Shiro gifted me a sub for his Twitch like 5-6 years ago, so I've just been in there since. But that's also not too active. Stumps is also not too active. The Pirate Alliance Discord is very much dead. So I would say, yeah, the Reddit Discord is the place you want to go. And then, of course, join my new Discord. It's going to be a fun time. Trust. But anyways, back to the browser. I just wanted to talk a bit more about this database, like more things that you can do. So first off, you can like sort the units by any criteria here. So if you want the highest attack unit in the game, you can click that twice and then it shows the highest. You click it again, the lowest attack. So yeah, you can see how many characters have the insane attack stat base. Or maybe you want to see only 6-star characters, though you can also filter to only 6-star and 6-star plus units. Specific tags, and if you want a character to have multiple tags, you can also filter that. If you want a character to have 2 classes only, those 2 specific classes, then you can use this button here, exclude characters with other classes. And then also single class units, which are really old boosters and rubbish units. No one nowadays will have only one class. But then also, if we actually look at the units themselves, we can have very specific information here: their tags, type classes, etc., their attack stat, HP, and recovery stat at different stages here. This does not include cotton candy, so you can do that and then add the 400 extra attack you get from feeding 200 cotton candy. I also need to explain that in another video, but every attack cotton candy you feed is 2 attack stat. Every HP cotton candy you give is 5 HP, and then every recovery candy is just 1 recovery stat. So yeah, I will talk about that in a cotton candy farming guide, but for now, yeah, you can add that to the stats, and that will be the max theoretical attack of the character. But here you have a bunch of buttons. You can see the Rumble stuff by clicking on PvP, their special level limit break abilities, Grand Party, their evolution tree, all the ways to acquire the units. If it's a free-to-play unit, it will say exactly where to get them. So this ace, it should say like middle exchange or something. Family. Yeah, Rayleigh shop unit, Ray shop, middle shop. So this is a really nice way to see where these characters come from. So if you're looking for a character or you need a character for a team, search them up here, scroll all the way down, and you'll see where to acquire them. And then you don't have to ask people for it. You can find out yourself very easily. I think that's about it. So now let me talk about the other resources. So first off, the GitHub for the damage calculator. So this, I don't think this one is really up to date, unfortunately. Let's see here. Yeah, I know this is very out to date. They don't even have the Rumble Ace unit that was added like a month or two ago. Well, not a month or two. He's literally released like 3 weeks ago. Let me not talk cuck. But yeah, it's a pretty good resource. If you are using characters that aren't too recent, this is still a great way for you to see how much damage a team is going to do. Mainly for Kizuna, this will be a great way for you to see if the team is actually going to synergize well and do damage. And then, of course, when you add a character to the team, let me just add Luffy. Why not? You can activate the special here. Okay, well, he doesn't actually have a proper special. Okay, let me bring up a good example here. A gear for Luffy. He provides an attack boost in his special. So, yeah, you can toggle between the different multipliers that a character will provide based on different criteria. It's not the craziest resource since it's not updated. But yeah, as I said, all the units, it's still a great way to use it. I did see 10th anniversary characters there at the very least, so it's not too old. Besides that, we have the treasure map planner, who is probably still used by a lot of people. This was mainly great before the treasure map got updated, and you can really easily build inside of the game. But regardless, this is a really easy way for you to see all of the boosters. You can put units that you don't have in here, and then when you filter, because you can filter, click on the boss, and then you have the debuffs here, bind, so you can filter the boosted list by those that reduce bind, and then that won't include the characters you put in the units I don't have. So it's a very easy way for you to see who is going to help you get around the gimmicks. Of course, the boss's type here is Psy, since it's yellow, so keep that in mind. You can also see, of course, the point boost, add support abilities, target points, whatever, required nav level. I think you'll be able to see the exact HP of the boss at a certain nav level, but I'm not too sure. I think if you calculate using the final point boost of your team, you put in your final like target points, then you can see how many runs you're gonna have to do to get the teams to 10 million points, for instance. So it's great for predicting how much time it's gonna take you. So you can use that if you want to, and it's very up to date. Yeah, this is the very last treasure map, and it will get updated for the new one. So very powerful resource. A lot of people will want to use that. Damn, it's raining buckets. But yeah, we also have the calendar, which I think is up to date. I think it is. Yes, May 2026. So we have Dr. Vegapunk be PKA for a very long time still. It is like a bit of a longer PKA. But I'm not seeing any other type of events here, which is a bit of a problem, because there is Blitz, Special Assault Rumble, etc. So yeah, maybe it's not the greatest resource, unless I'm using it wrong, but I'm not seeing all the other events, so maybe don't use that. Here, ships. This one is also fairly outdated. It doesn't even have the Bonnie ship, nor does it have the updated level 12 modification stuff. So yeah, also very outdated. Now we have the units checklist. So if you want to see which legends you miss in the game at a glance, you can also filter to characters by changing the mode here. change it to rainbow mode. And if you have the character's potential abilities maxed, you can show it here. If you have the their potential abilities lagged maxed, then you can also click super rainbow. And if you have them expanded with level limit break expansion key, then you can click there and they have the rainbow border. You can also remove characters for some reason if you want to remove a unit specifically. And then by clicking level limit break mode, you can between 0 and 5, you can show which level limit break level each of your units are at. It's quite hard to keep this updated, but it's really fun if you do have it maxed, or you fill it out completely, should I say. But be very careful. Export share code. It's very easy for this to just reset and all of your hard work is gone. So export share code and then like paste it in a notepad or something. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be a bit annoying. And then next time, if your progress is reset here, click import share code and then paste. That's simple, right? So that's very easy, but definitely make sure to do that. You can also hide the base form of super evolved units. So most people would have that. So that's about it. You can see the total tallies. This is a nice resource. Then we also have the one which is much more in depth. It's basically for every rare recruit, every free-to-play unit. It has essentially every type of batch in the game. All the limited characters, the specific batches. So if you are someone who has a lot of units and are wanting to keep track of everything that's happening on your account, then this is a great up-to-date way of seeing this. Because it does have Pigman and Yasap, not the new units yet. No, it does. It has everyone here. It has Emu, the 12th anniversary characters, all the White Beard Pirates. This is really fun. I like this. If I have a lot of free time one day, I will do this because, yeah, there's very different groups of characters like support rare recruits, the old limited rare recruits, Kizuna Clash units. It would be really fun to see which units I'm missing. So it will take a long time to fill out. But yeah, this is fun. I'll definitely leave this in the description for you guys. But that's it for the checklist. Besides that, the OPTC global Twitter. Of course, all the news is posted here. Now, if you go here, also make sure to drop a follow here. I made a Twitter account a few days ago. So I am following both the global and JP. No. I need to still follow the JP Treasure Cruise account. But sometimes you do want to look at the JP account because they sometimes reveal characters early. Their artworks at least. Like for Rumble Ace, his artwork and ink effect was released way earlier than the data download. So very, very cool to see and keep up to date with these characters. Follow the JP accounts too. I'll leave that in the comments down below. And then we have guides. So the OPTC quest gimmicks, this is just as I said at the start of the video. Every event before it goes live in game, even before it reaches the notice, it will be in here, especially for PKA. The information and Kizuna as well, the information is released really early in here. So if you are trying to team build very early on, then this is essential resource. I'm not sure how far ahead it is now that the Treasure Cruise data downloads have been like, you can't like time travel nowadays. You can time travel to see the future events, but most of the time the data download happens at the same time the notice in game is released. I'm not sure the implications for that when it comes to data mining quest gimmicks, but I'm pretty sure he's still like way ahead of the actual in-game release time. But anyways, other guides, free-to-play units priority list. I am myself gonna make a massive video for this, and I'm pretty sure this resource is pretty old, but it does explain most of the free-to-play units in the game and their importance. It also gives pretty good explanations. So I highly recommend this resource. It's very, very powerful, especially for new players. Next up, we have the OPTC buff and debuff breakdown. So yeah, I'm gonna have another video for this. I was planning on it because this game is so confusing. It's very fun and important to understand every single buff and debuff. Does it have everyone? I'm not sure if it has every type of buff here, every type of debuff. Stackable or boost. Let me see here. Go scrolly. Intimidation. Is there pain here? Okay, yeah, a lot of the HP debuffs. Ship, Bleed, and Pain. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm seeing basically every type. Yeah, Silence as well. Basically every type of debuff here. There's also very specific kind of units that work really well to get around certain debuffs like Blow Away. So yeah, I'll talk about everything in another video. But for now, this is a really good spreadsheet, or I guess Google Doc for you guys to see this. So I will once again put this in the description. Very powerful resource for beginners. Then we have Nakama Network, which is essentially just a bunch of teams that people put there. But now that we have the in-game thing where you can see teams that people have posted, Nakama Network has very much fallen off. Also, it was already kind of unreliable before. I never really used it. Also, it's kind of lagging. So yeah, let's not focus on that for now. I did make an old infographics for the GOP challenges. Yeah, I made this in 2022. Sure. Oh my days. But yeah, I made these like 4 years ago, so they look pretty bad. But regardless, I went through every single stage of the regular GOP challenge stages. So not Heavenly Demon 2, not Revolutionary Army 2, but for every regular one, you can see this stuff, which is really important. It's very good. So yeah, this is still useful information. None of this has changed, so very good resource still. And then I also have this co-op spreadsheet, which is essentially saying every different type of co-op ability. Now, this doesn't include the co-op duel stuff, so keep that in mind, because in co-op duels, characters have a completely different effect. But in regular co-op, all strength units are going to have this effect as the captain, which is focusing on strength units, of course. That's the co-op captain. The specials are very different though, based on the style of the character. I'm not sure if these are the same styles that the characters have in Rumble. I don't think it is, but regardless, they are going to have different co-op specials, and these are very important for different styles. So in most cases, you look at Psy V1 Gear 5's passives. X Super. He requires 3 Straw Hats or worst generation besides himself. Well, not worst generation, but Laws, Kids, all the Wano characters and all the Wano allies and the Straw Hats. So what you want to do is go through all of your units and get at least one character from each of these categories here from the Straw Hat crew. But it has to be someone who doesn't have like a really good unit. So no Zoros, no Sanjis. Characters like Laws or Kids. Those characters you'd want to max who have these abilities, like Psy 6 plus Law V1. Here's a Taxtile unit. He's great for this. So yeah, if you want to just be safeguarded, get at least one of each different style maxed. And then of course these are co-op stats based on your styles and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And I just want to point you guys to some extra Rumble images that I found on Discord and stuff. So first off, the Rumble positions on the field. So this is very old information, but it's still relevant. For attacking teams, the third character on your main lineup is the most frontmost position. So the character you want to tank the most hits has to be in the middle position. Then it's the unit in the second position and fourth position. Then the first position, and your most like vulnerable character you put in the fifth position. But if you are defending, then it's a much different situation. The character in first position is the frontmost, and then as you can see, the rest of these. So yeah, this is very important when you're making defense teams. Use this, and then when you're using attack teams, use this. So yeah, quite important. Besides that, we also have Rumble Stats Insight. So if you're wondering how Rumble Stats are calculated, this shows how important different features are. So the first one is without sockets, 1686 attack. Then with sockets max, so 25 sockets, 1998. That's a massive 312 increase from just giving sockets. Then for HP, it's like a 1500 HP increase. Recovery, of course, not that much. Speed and defense remain the same. Remember this. So that's just the change with sockets. Then if you max the character's limit break and give them max potential abilities, it will very slightly increase, but that's not that crazy compared to sockets. Sockets are the most important thing for Power Rumble stats. And then the final one is cotton candy. Yeah, of course, cotton candy makes a pretty massive difference here. So yeah, that's some insight into how Rumble stats works. There is a specific calculator for Rumble stats, but I can't access it, unfortunately. And then yeah, here's the same information that is available on the Nydato spreadsheet. So let me not repeat myself. Here's for Grand Party, the different requirements. So at 0 wins, you can infinitely refresh the teams and you can infinitely retry to win. So you'll never lose, essentially. That's the same for the when you have 1 win, but then once you get to 2 wins, then you only have 3 rematches. So essentially you can fight the enemy 4 times in total. And then once you reach the 4th win, you can no longer infinitely refresh and your times decrease down to the 12th win, where you can't refresh and you can't rematch. And also all of the teams are hidden on the enemy side. I think they did change this sometime recently, because I'm pretty sure you can still see at least one team at 12 wins. I think it's only 14 and 15. No, they definitely changed this. Don't look at this information. It's outdated for sure. So don't worry about that. Also, just on a side note, someone found the OPTC database, and if you're a nerd, this is some pretty interesting stuff. So you can see the database MST ability. This shows all of the characters in the database. We have OG 2-star Luffy, Kid Luffy, with his special here. This is very cool to look at. Unfortunately, I didn't get access to the database myself, but very cool nevertheless. But that's about it, I think. That's all the resources I have for you guys. So hopefully something in this video helped you get a light bulb moment or something. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe if it helped you. Look in the pinned comments, join my Discord, join the Reddit Discord since it's so active. All that stuff will be in the comments and also on my Discord. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.